Let's take up oxidation of alkenes. First we are taking combustion. Alkenes burn in presence of oxygen with luminous flame giving carbon dioxide and water vapors. The general formula of alkene is CnH2n plus oxygen will give you CO2 plus water. So if you balance it, if you take 2 moles of alkene and 3n moles of oxygen, we'll get 2n moles of carbon dioxide and 2n moles of water. 1 mole of an alkene needs 3n by 2 moles of oxygen for its complete combustion. Combustion of 1 mole of alkene gives n moles of CO2 and n moles of water. For alkenes, remember this formula: volume of alkene divided by volume of oxygen is equal to 2 divided by 3n. So this will help you to solve numerical problems based on this equation. Let's take up oxidation by some oxidizing agents. Alkenes are readily oxidized and the nature of product depends upon the oxidizing agent used. With cold alkaline KMnO4, which is also called Bayer's reagent, that is 1% alkaline solution of KMnO4 at 0 degree centigrade, a dihydroxy compound called glycol is formed and color of KMnO4 gets discharged. So this is the test for unsaturation of alkenes, that alkenes and alkynes both decolorize alkaline KMnO4, that is Bayer's reagent. Let's take up the reaction. CH2 double bond CH2 is ethene. This is nascent oxygen which we have got from alkaline KMnO4. In aqueous solution, water is already present. So if you combine this H2O and oxygen, you will get H2O2. Give one OH here, one OH here, you will get ethylene glycol. This is the way how you can remember the reaction. If we have got this alkene, and same way we will add water and nascent oxygen in presence of alkaline KMnO4, one OH will be added here, one OH will be added here, and double bond will change to single bond. So again we have got glycol. Glycol means the two OH groups are on adjacent carbon. This is also called vicinal diol. The decolorization of alkaline KMnO4, that is Bayer's reagent, is used to detect the presence of double bond inorganic compound. This is called Bayer's reagent test for unsaturation. Oxidation with strong oxidizing agent like acidified KMnO4 or acidified dichromate leads to the further oxidation of glycol by cleavage at the position of original double bond and result in the formation of carboxylic acid. Ethylene reacts with oxygen and nascent oxygen and water, which is obtained from acidified KMnO4, gives glycol. Glycol is further oxidized to formic acid, 2 moles of formic acid, because glycol is symmetrical. CH2OH will change to formic acid. This CH2OH will also change to formic acid, so we get 2 moles of formic acid. In case of propene, first on oxidation with acidified KMnO4 gives glycol, which is propylene glycol. Now further oxidation will take place, bond will break up here. Then these two carbon will change to acetic acid, this single carbon will change to formic acid, so we'll get mixture of acetic acid and formic acid. Exception is if you have isoalkenes, they give ketones. For example, isobutene, this bond will break and this part will change to acetone and this CH2 will change to formic acid. Oxidation with periodic acid or HiO4 or lead tetraacetate. Glycol is first formed, which is further oxidized to give aldehydes and ketones, aldehyde or ketones depending upon nature of alkenes. Let's take up an example. This is isobutylene or isobutene. In the presence of water and nascent oxygen, that is HiO4 will give you nascent oxygen, we will get glycol first. And this glycol further gets oxidized with oxygen. This part changes to acetone and this part changes to formaldehyde. That's why we get mixture of acetone and formaldehyde. These two products can also tell us where OH groups are present, which in turn can locate the position of double bond. Oxidation with hydrogen peroxide or perbenzoic acid. Glycols are formed. Here, alkene is reacting with hydrogen peroxide and acetic acid and result in the formation of glycol. Same way, if we use perbenzoic acid, in the first step, this oxygen gets attached to this carbon which was attached to double bond earlier, that is pi bond has been broken, we get oxide of alkene. This is further hydrolyzed at 160 degrees centigrade and glycol is formed. Next, we are taking substitution reaction. Ordinarily, alkenes do not undergo substitution reaction, but at higher temperature, they also undergo substitution reactions like alkanes. But remember that here, this carbon, which is attached to single bond, will get substituted. So we have propene, which reacts with chlorine at 400 to 500 degrees centigrade. The product formed is allyl chloride plus HCl will be formed. So what happens at higher temperature, homolytic fission takes place and Cl radical initiates this reaction and brings out homolytic fission in this CH bond. And we get allyl free radical which is stabilized by resonance. This allyl free radical combines with Cl radical to form allyl chloride plus HCl is formed. Isomerization reaction. Alkenes undergo isomerization reaction when heated alone at 500 to 700 degrees centigrade or in presence of catalysts like AlCl3 aluminium sulfate at 200 to 300 degrees centigrade. It may take place by shifting of double bond towards the center of the chain to result in the formation of more stable alkene. For example, if one hexene is heated with AlCl3 at 200 to 300 degrees centigrade, it changes to 2-hexene and 3-hexene. Now 2-hexene and 3-hexene are more stable than 1-hexene. 3-hexene is more stable because it is symmetrical and has maximum alkyl groups. 2-hexene is also more stable than 1-hexene. So here the less stable alkene changes to more stable alkenes by isomerization reaction. 1-butene when heated with AlCl3 it results in the formation of 2-butene. Why 2-butene? Because 2-butene is more stable, it is more alkyl substituted. Migration of methyl group also this reaction can take place. For example, if 1-butene we are heating with AlCl3, one possibility was that we get 2-butene. Another possibility is that we get isobutene. Here branch chain alkene is formed which is more stable as compared to 1-butene. Last reaction we are taking polymerization reaction. Polymerization is a process in which large number of small molecules combine together under specific conditions of temperature, pressure and catalyst to form molecule with high molecular weights. This bigger molecule is called polymer and this process is called polymerization. So at high temperature and pressure in presence of suitable catalysts like AlCl3 and BF3, alkenes undergo polymerization. For example, ethylene undergoes polymerization to form polyethylene. This N is variable, so N moles of ethylene combines in presence of AlCl3 at high temperature results in the formation of polyethylene which can be denoted like this also. That completes alkenes.